Hey guys, Dislitter Magic here in a little bit of a different video today. We're going to do a cooking segment. Just kidding. I feel like if I were to give out medical advice, you would all die, and the same thing would happen if I attempted to show you how to cook, because I am a terrible chef. Honestly, I'm probably better at medical advice. No, it's time to talk about other card games. That's right. There's one thing that I wanted to ask you guys because we get really good discussions going in the comment section when the SJW psychopaths and know-it-all pro wannabes don't show up, which is never, but I've banned over 2,000 of them, so I mean we've got to run out of them at some point. Well, either that or they actually are truly limitless and then we should find a way to like throw them into a nuclear fusion reactor because they're a renewable source of energy. We could at least take their egos and power something off of that. I mean, those are huge. Anyway, do you guys play other games or is it just MTG? Now, I've noticed that, Boogie, he plays all kinds of other games. He said he played, I think he said like Lord of the Rings, he played the World of Warcraft game when that came out, he plays Hearthstone, he definitely plays Pokemon right now. And obviously totally OG Magic, which is why he's totally awesome, among other reasons. And I'm still recovering from the massive heart attack after he mentioned me in his videos. Oh my gosh. He's in my top 5 favorite YouTubers, for sure. And the first 4 are me. No, I'm just kidding. I think we all know number 1 is Darium. So, I know MTGHQ, obviously, he plays all kinds of games, like ones I've never even heard of. I think MTG Lion said he played quite a few other games too, at least like Vanguard and Force of Will, I think he said. I'm totally getting most of these wrong, I'm sure. But it seems like everybody has played multiple games. Now, it wasn't like pulling teeth getting me into Magic, but I will say that I've only been playing for about 3.5 or 4 years, around like M13, M14 time. And at first I was kind of resistant, but then I'm like, well, at that point, I had never played a competitive card game, except for Pokemon primarily with my brother when I was like 10 or 11. So it wasn't like new to me. It wasn't like completely foreign where it's like, somebody walking up and say, do you want to try like figure skating? I would be like, no. First of all, I'm probably way too heavy for the ice. Second, I will break something. And third, that's a completely foreign concept to me. So at least I had played Pokemon, but that's it. I mean, I had no idea how like Yu-Gi-Oh worked. I watched the show. I mean, that's not a very good way to learn how to play Yu-Gi-Oh. But other than that, I mean, it had been 15 years or something, since I had actually played any kind of trading card game. I knew absolutely nothing about Magic. Some people in my high school played, but I never got into the game, mostly because they were dicks and they like really didn't want anybody to play but themselves. Like they were not willing to teach anybody. It was really weird because you guys know we're like, if we find somebody who doesn't play Magic, if you guys are at least like me, you like attack them. Like they have to learn. Like it's mandatory. Quite a few people who work at my shop have learned to play Magic because I pretty much made them. Believe it or not, Fireman only about half learned how to play Magic. He's very resistant. How dare he focus on schoolwork instead? I mean, I told him, I said if he wants to be one of the cool kids at his school, he's got to learn to play Magic because, that's what they're doing. So I got into Magic. I'm like, okay, I'm into Magic. Like, I'm way into Magic. Like, I got way into Magic. Like, really quickly. You might be able to tell, maybe. So I thought, well, I mean, at least my first LGS, which I really don't talk about that much, I mean, usually we'd have enough people. Usually we'd be like, 18 people. But once in a while, it would kind of scrape down to like 10. I would still finish last with like my 78 card deck. And so I thought, well, why would I get into an even less popular one? Because everybody told me that, Magic is the big one. So I never bothered to get into Pokemon. And back then, that was like really like a kid's game, even a couple years ago. I think it's gotten a wider audience lately because it's really improved a lot. But I don't know that much about it. And Yu-Gi-Oh, they're a bit fringy even for me. No offense to any Yu-Gi-Oh players. It's not like I've met a huge sample size, but in my area, they are weird as hell. And that's like relative to my D&D friends and my MTG playing friends. So I wasn't touching that one. Plus from the show I learned it's horribly unfair and everybody complains about it. And it is honestly way worse managed and ran than Wizards runs MTG. So those are like the reasons I never got into another game. Hearthstone, it's just like, I heard it was super pay to win, although you could free play it, but it was just like painful. And net decking is like how the game works. Like it's not even, I'm going to construct a new deck idea. It's like I'm doing that deck. That's at least what I've heard. So didn't have the money, didn't really have the time, didn't really have the interest. So never got into that either. But there is one game. Oh yes. one game that I am the world champion at. No, seriously, I won the world tournament. I am the best player at that collectible card game. I beat the grand champion, but it's going to be really funny when you find out the context. Let's just say when I got the world record in Delirium, that's one of the games that I got a temporary world record in. Even that's more of an accomplishment than this. But first, I gotta ask you guys, do you or do you not play another trading card game, and why? Is it kind of a similar situation as me, or do you pretty much just play them all? You know, whatever interests you. If Yu-Gi-Oh comes up with a new set, you play Yu-Gi-Oh because that looks cool. Or, oh, Yu-Gi-Oh just completely screwed things up. Okay, I'm back to Magic. Because I know people who switch around a lot, actually. Like, quite a few people. Personally, it's just me and Magic right now, though I am considering getting into Pokemon. I know, you're all just so thrilled about that. I don't think I'll cover it because I just don't know anything about it, so why cover it? And it won't be on this channel if I did. So let me know down in the comments section. And now that we've got that settled, let's talk about Crimson Verse, okay? Are you ready for this one? Take your lots of smart pills and try to follow me down the rabbit hole. There's an anime series called Hack Sign, okay? It's, of course, like everything else, based on the original printed edition. I honestly don't remember the name of the manga. I just don't. I don't think it was Hack Sign. It was like Hack something else or just Hack in general. The concept was awesome, and it was basically like the one that Sword Art Online ripped off. And I don't know that Hack Sign ever ripped anything else off. So basically, one character is stuck in the game, not everybody, just one character, and they're trying to figure out why or if he's lying or what's going on. But, like, he can't log out, and he can actually, like, feel pain, and he can do all kinds of stuff he's not supposed to do, and it's in an MMO. So it's just brilliant. I mean, honestly, it's not that great of an anime, but if you can get into, like, the topic and the suspense and the mystery, the last, like, 12 episodes are just mind-blowing. I mean, they drag, the voice acting sucks, the animation kind of sucks, and the episodes drag on. But it is so worth watching until the end. So fast forward a little bit, and actually the timing of this was really weird, and I think that's why the game didn't take off. I think the game like was released before the anime or something because of a weird problem. I don't know. So anyway, so far it's an anime and one person stuck in the game. So the anime is the MMO. They have very few shots of the real world. So the whole thing is the MMO. Oh, and they wear virtual reality headsets, and it's slightly in the future. That's all I'm going to spoil about the show because it is so awesome. The storyline is insane. I love it. It's my second favorite anime after, I would say, Outlaw Star, which is the greatest anime series ever. So on the PlayStation 2, there was 4 games, first of all, that came out, and it was based on a Kite and Black Rose, which I believe were from the original manga, not actually Hack Sign. So, little bit of a disadvantage there. Hey, if you can't play as the players that were in the freaking anime, but if I remember correctly, they had cameos, like secret unlockable Easter egg cameos from the Hack Sign characters, and they were kind of in like liminality. I'm totally not gonna like spoil the rest though. So they made 4 games. It was Hack Infection, Hack Mutation, Hack Outbreak, and Hack Quarantine. So you were playing along with the manga, which was the precursor to the anime series, but it was a PlayStation 2 game on your PlayStation 2 console, and when you booted up the game, you were at a computer desktop, and then you launched the MMO from there. Okay, so I've probably already lost you, but it gets deeper. So where am I possibly going with this? Oh, here's the punchline. Well, the real punchline is when I told Jeremy from MTGHQ, because he said, what card game should I cover first? I tweeted him totally straight face, Crimson Verse. So on your PlayStation 2, in a game in the fake desktop that's outside the MMO, based on the anime that's based on the manga. I already lost myself, okay? It's like a game inside of a game, inside of a computer, inside of a fake game, whatever. You can go to your desktop, and you can open another game other than the MMO within the PS2 game, and it's called Crimson Verse, and it's a collectible card game. And then on like fake Google with the fake news on your fake desktop on your PS2 inside the game, they had like a promotion where you could play the game, the MMO, and you could actually like get cards, and those were the cards that you absolutely needed to win, if I remember correctly. And you would work your way up, and they would auto-fight, and the funny thing is you're only allowed 4 cards in your hand. It's very interesting. It's very stupid, but it's very interesting. And the strategy was very like outbluff the other person and read their mind. It was very like rock, paper, scissors, because you have to choose blind the order. And so you can put your most powerful stuff up front, in the middle, at the end. It was just so funny because like you were trying to fool like a person, but it was the AI but it was supposed to be a real other person, but it's still within your PlayStation 2. I'm sure I lost you. It's basically like if the people from the Matrix like had Inception happen in their movie, but it was all inside of another movie, inside of a dream, inside of your PlayStation 2, inside of an anime series, inside of your local gaming store. Okay, I'll stop. So yeah, you'd go up against these fake like AI players that were actually supposed to represent other people on the internet, and eventually you get to verse the Grandmaster, which it turns out is one of your friends from in the game. I think once you beat him, he like starts commenting on it or sends you an in-game message or something like with this like sarcastic congratulations. It's hilarious. So it was super hard. I literally owned every card in existence as far as I could tell, and I'm pretty sure it did actually tell you. And still, it took me like 5 tries to beat the Grandmaster. I mean, he just kept kicking my butt. I mean, his strategy was insane. And this is why Crimson Verse is so unbelievably worth mentioning. As far as I know, it does not exist in real life. You can't play it. If you could, it doesn't matter because it would suck. And the games are only like 30 seconds or a minute, and it's kind of interesting, kind of fun, just kind of casual. But it's a made-up card game inside of a fake computer, inside of a PS2 game based on an anime series. And the structure of the game is just absolutely brilliant, even though it's simplistic. It's so fun and so clever, and the AI is so good at it. I mean, I don't think that the AI cheats. It's just that good. Like, we're talking like the computer that beat the chess master good. So I heard that there's an AI in MTGO. I wouldn't know. And the one in X-Mage is pretty stupid. So rewind like 10 plus years, you've got an AI that runs a new card game that why did they even put any effort into it? And it runs it flawlessly. That blows my mind, especially based on the fact that I think the PS2 had like a 0.3 gigahertz processor or something. I actually think it was 450 megahertz. And then they wrote, the entire rest of the game, and it was all within a fake MMO within your PS2 with fake online humans that are supposed to be real humans. I mean, it was just like a masterpiece of a game. Even though the game honestly sucked, it was really repetitive and the gameplay was awful. But if you've seen the anime series, it's like, oh my god, I'm playing the anime series. Holy crap. That was the coolest thing ever to made up for the crappy gameplay, by far. I will say that the 3 sequels, .hack GU 1, 2, and 3, they beat the living crap out of it. They are so much better. I mean, the gameplay is just so much better. So anyway, that's the story of Crimson Verse, the most anomalous, weird, random, pseudo-actually existing card game that lives inside a fake computer inside of a fake universe in a PS2 game. Based on an anime series. Inside of a Denny's. Just kidding. Oh, and by the way, I just realized that I completely screwed up this entire video. The Crimson Verse was only in GU. It wasn't in the first 4 games. Guys, the last time I played this, it was on the PS2. Now, it's not that long ago because I still own one. But yeah, the Crimson Verse was only in .hack GU 1, 2, and 3, not in .hack 1, 2, 3, or 4. Oh, and by the way, it took like months, but I finally got all 7. And once I played through them, I sold them for so much money, like $400 on eBay. And they're PS2 games. And this was like right before the PS4 came out, if I'm not mistaken, maybe even after it. That series is among the most expensive PS2 games ever made. And I think it might be like second most expensive, at least for .hack number 4, as a US English title. And I found a copy by scamming GameStop. Okay, not really. I just used their crappy system against them. Whatever. They had it coming. So what other obscure, semi-pretend, weird Japanese anime PlayStation 2 card games have you guys played? Leave that down in the comments section, or whatever I said at the middle of this video. And I'll see you guys with an even weirder video next video. That doesn't work. I am really screwing up these endings. You know what? I'll see you guys next video.